the wise, okay? And that he would invigorate us with this wisdom and understanding, therefore making us wise, what is it, of our salvation.
Wise unto salvation.
Right, go on, brother.
A little more.
Yep.
And I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries and will bring them to their own land.
So check this out. The same way that we were gathered out of the churches, among these false pastors and leaders, we're going to be gathered out of the hands of these other nations, as well as we were taken out of these different religions. You see, so this is what's coming down the pike, and it's about the elect. It's not about just you calling yourself an Israelite, or how eloquent you can speak, how charismatic you tend to be. How likely you're able to attract a crowd. The Lord ain't concerned about that. The Lord is concerned about the elect of his people. And you have the elite out there, they're still hoping and willing that if they can continue to perpetuate this bullshit music that's being pushed out there, which is, what they call rap today or mumble rap today, which is nothing more than so-called Jewish music.
Right.
Their thing is well, if we can keep doing that, we can allow them to keep on sinning. And if they keep sinning, we'll always be on the ups. And they will always remain down and out. Because if we come up through the spirit and power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, which is already happening, and that means they have to come down. And they don't want to come down because they have plans for the future. They actually believe that if they do A, B, and C and they make the right decisions, they can edit the future of their downfall. But that can't be done. Because in order for you to edit the future of your downfall, Esau, you would have to be on the same level of the Most High. So it ain't going to work. Go on, brother.
This is 1 Thessalonians.
And I don't cut you. And the proof that it won't work because Yahawah already conquered Satan already.
That's right.
He's already been conquered. So if he's already been conquered, then it's done. Okay? Go on.
This is 1 Thessalonians 2 and 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
Right.
With all power and signs and lying wonders.
With all power and signs and lying wonders. So Esau has the power, such as the media, and he wants to use all of these techniques to beguile Jake back into that spirit of slumber and have them under the guise of Satan. Like you have this rapper, what's his name, man? Little Nas X, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Right? And I did a video about that guy, and what I was basically saying was I wasn't really getting at the guy. I wasn't really talking about the rap. I was basically getting at the people that listen to this guy. And the reason why I was getting on the people that was listening to this guy, because I remember years ago they were talking about well, you had rappers that were back, older rappers back then, around 14, 15 years ago, and no, not Jay-Z, but I'm just talking about not Jay-Z, but you had other rappers that used to be in the music business, and they were kind of coming out, and even other insiders, not just rappers, but you had other insiders that was displaying all of this information about the music business being satanic. And ever since from that time forward and onwards, you had just, again, reasonable amount of people coming out displaying that same information. So as it stands right now, we're in the age of information where we're supposed to know what the deal is right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we already know, the world already knows that the music business, and I'm talking about among our people, so-called black people, that the music business is satanic anyway. And I'm not going to say that I don't listen to a little rap music, but the kind of rap music I listen to is the rap music I know and understand. You know what I mean? I don't know and understand this garbage they're pushing out nowadays. And I don't just listen to that. I listen to all kinds of music. I listen to soul music. And I get into all kind of shit. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, for people that know better and they're playing this music onwards, knowing what it can cause and knowing what the effects of this music can bring to the household, they're still playing along with it anyway. So if something happens in your household because of this music, you're at fault because you knew. Go on, brother.
Daniel 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal this book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
Right, and that's what time we're living in. We're living in a time of the knowledge of all things because of this technological age we're living in. We're in a world where everything's come forth to the light now. Let's get that in the book of, what is it, man? John 12, I believe it is. Luke 12 it is. I believe it's Luke 12 and 1. Yeah, keep going.
Oh. On Daniel or Ezekiel?
No, what you just had.
Daniel, yeah?
Yeah.
It says, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end.
Right.
Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Then I, Daniel, beheld, and there stood two on either side of the bank of the river.
Right. So I mean, what Daniel was basically saying was, we're gonna enter into a time of as we're in right now, the time where the information is going to be vast, and you're going to learn something like every 5 months rather than every 10 years.
Yeah.
That's the world we're living in right now. So you know that the music business is crafty, and you know that it's satanic, and you still listening to that shit, and your household gets affected by it. You already knew better. So what's the big deal of what little Nas X did, whatever his name is? He's just reminding you of what business he's in. That's all he's doing. Okay? Go on, brother.
Yeah, there's a point you made about a lot of the, it's not allegedly, with African Bombarder.
Yeah.
There's young boys, they're men now, came out and testified what he done, the molestation. He done that, he was
This was back in the 80s, right?
yeah, well known for the Planet Rock, all the Planet Rock, all the days of the Planet Rock, 80s, yeah, the 80s. The Game, I remember the Game, yeah, I remember him. I even got one of his, one of the vinyls, but he was all right when he started that. But he came out and started saying that the homosexuality, there is certain man you wouldn't believe that are dealing with it.
Yeah.
He came out as a whistleblower.
Yeah.
And there's many others.
Yeah, so it's all known, it's all being declared. So I mean, like, we're in an age, like I said, we're not in the age of ignorance. We're in the age of known. Like nowadays, you don't have to go to no library, man. You can just go on Google, and you can even actually get a book. You can actually read a book. You can find a book on Amazon, and it don't have to actually be a book. It could just be you could actually get your Apple. Okay, so we're in that age of the information. We're in the age of technological advancement right now. We're not in the age of where you got to go to this library, do A, B, and C, and you're more naive. No, we're not in the age for naivety. If you want to be naive, it's really because in this age you want to be naive. Okay, this is the time of knowing. Go on, brother.
Back in Daniel again.
Yep.
And it says,
And that's it. That's all I want. That's all I want. Yeah, so go back to this.
You wanted something in Luke.
Yeah, Luke 12. Yeah, verse 1.
It's in Luke 12. In the meantime, when they were gathered together, an innumerable multitude.
You know what it says?
Yeah, verse 2. This is Luke 12 and 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known.
Yeah, because there was a lot of things that we didn't know 15, 16, 17 years ago, but now we know. We know everything now. So there's no need, like I said, there's no need for doing things that you already know. That's going to have an effect on you because you were told. Just like us being out here. Can't nobody say they didn't know the Lord was going to come. Because you had men of the Lord all around you, which is what everybody depends on. Okay? So, once again, when Yahawah makes a second return, and all hell's breaking loose, and society's put to a complete halt, you can't say anything. You can't say, well, I didn't know. Lord, there's no I didn't know and crying your eyes out. You already knew what it was. But you failed to listen. Go on, brother.
Isaiah 45 and 2 says, and I will go before thee and make the crooked place straight.
Yeah.
I will break in pieces the gates of brass and cut unto sunder the bars of iron.
Yep.
I will give thee the treasures of darkness and the hidden riches of sacred places, that thou mightest know that I am the Lord.
Yeah, and through this technological age, we were able to find out who the Rothschilds were and what they were getting up to all of this time, and there's different secretive councils and everything else. So now we know, and even an average bum on the street knows who the Rothschild is. So if that's the case, there's no point to being naive. It really shouldn't have been a backlash for what little Nas X did. Really, to be honest with you,
Right.
People should have already know the deal.
Which call thee,
Go on, brother.
which call thee by thy name and the God of Israel. Last one in 4. Isaiah 45 and 4. For Jacob my servant's sake and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me.
Right, though that has not known me. And they don't really want to know the Lord. And it's really because they're not of the Lord. Let's just be honest there. But like I said, I mean, I could say that, but everything's playing out. Everything's already playing out. I mean, everything has already been preordained. The elect have already been saved, and the rest of them were destroyed. But like I said, the Most High paved the way for all people to see. So when the Lord comes back, He's justified in judging the world, because the Lord did His part at the end of the day by putting the men of Himself on Front Street, and with these men, they were able to cast out His words. Go on, brother.
You done with Luke 12?
Yeah, let's read that one more time.
Luke 12. This is Luke 12 and 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light.
Yeah,
And that which you have spoken in the air, in the closet, shall be proclaimed upon the housetop.
Yeah, so everything that was done in secret and spoken in secret has now been aired out. So much so that now we know exactly what the plans of the elite are. Like for example, you have people that get in these secretive meetings, like the Bilderberg meeting, the Trilateral Commission, and all of these different councils, or the Council of Foreign Relations. What are they talking about? So everything comes out. We're in an age where everything can come out, and you have whistleblowers that have came out throughout the years exposing what the plans are of the CIA or whatever ilk of people they were, who they were surrounding themselves with at the time. You know?
Yeah.
Go on. You're going out.
This is Isaiah 47, verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Right, it says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Now, this is a prophecy dealing with Edom, so-called white people. We even know in totality what they've pretty much all around been about all of this time. Okay, go on.
Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Right, and especially America, because now the other nations, because again we're in the age of this internet taking over this, what is it, this there's another word I could use. Now I use the word that I'm using, the age of the internet.
Yeah, the information age.
Age of, yeah.
Yeah, you could,
You can say that, yeah.
you could say that, yeah, the age of enlightenment. So because of the age of enlightenment we're in, all of these different politicians of these other countries can see the dirt behind America, what America's been presenting. All right, so that's another reason as to why America, they have to pretty much they have to act like, you know, their shit don't stink. They have to kind of like pretend even more harder.
Right.
But you can't pretend any more harder than how you pretending, because your mess has been exposed. How you've been treating the nation of Israel, the so-called Negro, the so-called Latino, Native American Indian. That's all out. So you can't repackage what you can't clean up, man.
Yeah.
There's certain things you can clean up, but there's other things you can't clean up. And that's their image. They can't clean up their image because that's what their image has already been. Okay? And it's all coming out. So lock your brother, let's read this again.
And it says, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and will not meet thee as a man.
Right, all of thy nakedness shall be seen, and therefore the Lord will make his second appearance and destroy America. Babylon the Great. That's what's going to happen. America will be exposed first, which represents the so-called white people. Once they're exposed, and the Lord is going to pretty much intervene into their house, into the house of the thief, and destroy the house of the thief, and the fucking thief his damn self. Go on, brother.
This is Isaiah 40:21 on the point of our people having been warned and not taking heed. It says, have you not known? Have you not heard? Have it not been told you from the beginning? Have you not understood?
Right, have you not heard? Have you? Let's read that again, Ox.
Right, it says, Isaiah 40:21. Have ye not known? Have ye not heard?
Right.
Have it not been told you from the beginning?
From the beginning, go on.
Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth?
Right. So they've been told. Israel's been told already what the deal is, man. Even guys that are supposed to know the truth, calling themselves the high priest, chief priest this, and high priest that.
Yeah.
Commanding general.
Commanding general, but acting like a bunch of asses. Because they're not really no damn commanding generals or high chief priests. They're just a bunch of grimy niggas. I'm gonna just call it straight, man. I know a grimy nigga when I see a grimy nigga because I used to hang around them. You know, I'm very well experienced of being around grimy negroes, man. So that's all it is. And I'm really talking about Al-Azhar. I'm gonna just keep it real, you know? Yeah, Al-Azhar, he's a good speaker. You know, he does well with the truth and everything, but hey, he's still a grimy nigga, man. Just call it straight, you know?
Yeah.
Look, see
Go on,
from
brother.
I'll finish that part. You see the one from the Sakari?
Yeah, the leader of the Sakari camp.
Yeah, that's the spirit. I was watching one of his videos yesterday. There's another situation going on that happened just after the Passover where there's allegations with his 2 wives, and he got on there with 2 of his captains or whatever, and he had his wives come on talking shit about nothing basically. And then the other video was about the Passover, and I had to get my wives home, so I don't know what the brothers were doing, and we had to pay the people from the club. Man, we're talking about the Passover, man. That's a very poor job, man.
Yeah. Very
poor job from the leader, man. But as the elder said, he knows a grimy nigga. He sees one, man.
And that's what it is. Like, come on, man. So, like, Al-Azhar can't really hide nothing from certain brothers, man. I know you, brother. Trust me, man. I know you're kind, man. You know what I mean? Go on, bro.
I've got a quick precept concerning justification, because you said he was on there trying to make up an excuse why he done what he done. This is Luke 16 and 15. And he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourselves before men.
Yep.
But the Most High knoweth your hearts.
Right. It says, that's a good scripture. He might
It's the way he read it.
Luke 16:15. And he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourselves before men.
Right, he said unto them, ye are they that justify yourselves before men. That's what they're doing. They're trying to justify themselves rather than just take the law. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it just goes back to what I was previously saying about the guy, man. The guy he ain't really real about this thing. You know what I mean? Like I said, I mean, just because a guy know a couple of scriptures and he's a good speaker there and there, that don't necessarily mean anything, man. Because you could look through it, man. You could look at the eyes of a man and see if he's really about it. That dude ain't about it, man. He's calling himself the chief priest. Like, come on, man. Like, bro, you're not a chief priest.
Yeah.
Somebody else gotta call you that. Some leader over you gotta give you that title.
Yeah.
You can't give yourself your own title, man. Going out.
Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 10. Only by pride cometh contention.
Right, only by pride cometh by contention. And he's kind of contentious too, man. Certain guys, they kind of like look for drama too as well at the same time.
Yeah.
And he's one of those guys. Like, you got certain brothers that will say, well, he's probably because he's young and all of that. Well, I'm young too. I'm not out there doing all that nonsense. And you got brothers just like in their early 20s, and they act more sensible than that Negro. What it really boils down to, man, is that the Negro ain't got no damn sense. It ain't got nothing to do with no damn age. It's just a matter of fact of the man ain't got no damn sense. You know what I mean? And that's just the point of the matter. Because he don't even have the sense in himself to just realize and look at himself in the mirror and just consider himself that he was in the wrong. He don't even have the sense to admit that he's in the wrong, that he's looking real stupid right now. You know? Going out.
Proverbs 13 verse 10. Only by pride cometh contention, but with the well-advised is wisdom.
Right, but with the well-advised is wisdom, man. That's all I pretty much need from that. They're going out. Who got something?
This is Luke 16. And
Okay, God.
16 and 15. And he said unto them, ye are they which justify yourselves before men, but the Most High knoweth your hearts.
But the Most High know of your hearts. So if the Most High know of your hearts, then obviously the men of the Lord are going to know your hearts as well. Because we've been taught to not see things from the outward appearance, but taught to look in the inward man. All right, and that's how you can really tell what a real man's agenda is by looking in deep within. You know what I mean? And you got certain brothers that have that kind of ability where they can look at a man and know if he's sincere or he's full of shit or not. You know what I mean? And I'm one of them. That's why, like I said, I mean, he can't really fool me, Al-Azhar, man. I know many